am John Hale III with C2 Biz Growth Iron Sharpens Iron at the VETS26 conference. We're glad you can join us. And we have Mayvel with us today, who is a cybersecurity specialist and a veteran. So first, I want to thank you for your service. Yes, yeah, good. Glad you're here. And so you tell us a little bit about the name of your company and what you guys do?
So the name of my company is Module Solutions LLC. We deliver cleared IT and cybersecurity to the DOW. We focus primarily on DISTIL compliance, RMF, making sure that we follow the NIST compliance framework. We've delivered over 20 ATOs all across the Marine Corps, the Air Force, SAP environments, and the Navy from different networks, from PM systems to garrison, tactical units. Yes.
A whole lot of work. Great, great. So we were talking earlier. Can you share us a little bit about your background, the work you did overseas that's preparing you for your work now?
So prior to cybersecurity, I do have an IT background, which I feel like is what makes me so great at my job, because I understand the need to be operational, but also the need to be secure. So I have a good understanding in how to meet both, to be compliant while also understanding what risks are okay. Because at the end of the day, risks are going to happen, and it's just, and that's just how it works in order to be operational. I was a prior network engineer and a prior systems engineer doing cloud VMware.
Right.
I've been overseas in the Pacific and in Europe, just working with the different branches, and I just recently moved through the States, and now I'm helping out the DOW every year.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. Well, it's so important to know that you're working on the policy area as it relates to cybersecurity, but your technical background, being in the field, you really understand practically day to day the operating environment that professionals have to work to keep us safe from a cybersecurity perspective, and therefore understanding how we want to develop, write, and deploy policy so that practitioners like yourself in the Pacific, States, Europe can actually use it to keep us safe.
Yes, and then I think it's also good to understand that I am able to understand the language, because even though we're all under IT, we all speak different languages. Even network engineers speak a different language from systems engineers. So being able to communicate on what the actual policy is versus just what the document is, because they'll interpret it differently. So being able to actually communicate with that.
So for someone from the civilian side, it's similar when if I buy something, a piece of equipment, I can look at the owner's manual. It's one language, but I can pick up the phone and call someone or go to YouTube and understand how to really put it together and how it really works. So you speak both languages from a civilian standpoint.
Yes, yes. And also, I think it's important to be able to communicate it to leadership, because their language is also completely different, and their viewpoint is also different. I was actually also a prior project manager. So I think it's important to have the experience, an all-around experience, in order to do it correctly.
Right. So you're assisting the Department of War drafting these policies. So I don't even say you're bilingual, you're multilingual. The systems engineers, network engineers, different branches of the military may have different language.
Yes, very different languages and different ways of doing things.
Right. Yes, yes. And then you can brief your superiors as well.
Yes, because each superior also has their own type of language, depending on the branch. Yes.
Right.
Understanding your customer and understanding what they need, I think, is the baseline, and then the actual work itself.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, you heard it here first from a cybersecurity professional and expert informing us on the importance of cybersecurity policy, as well as just the tools in the AI, but it all operates within the NIST policy that we have to, from the framework to keep us safe.
Yes, everything, even on the commercial side, follows the NIST framework.
Okay. That's great. So commercial side, we're under the NIST framework throughout it. Well, thank you, Mayvel, for joining us in C2 Biz Growth Iron Sharpens Iron at VETS26. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Use that kitchen cabinet to even do dry runs of a picture of you being in front of somebody. We've had clients, hey, we know someone who's professional, friend, sit in front of this person. Come meet at a coffee shop, talk about your company, see how they present it, just so you get used to it. Financial package and information that comes in with it, was it prepared by a professional or not? It just kind of stands right out. And that obviously that makes a huge difference how seriously someone's going to take your loan or your business. And they may think, hey, but is this hard work to someone coming in? What's it going to be like if I work with them, if I give them a loan, give them capital? It's just how they present themselves with the hard to the work.
Hello, my name is John Hale III, your host of C2 Biz Growth, Iron Sharpens Iron. And we're excited to be here at VETS26 in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we're here with a gentleman of Capstream, and we're going to have them introduce themselves and talk about their product and their service. So Martin, you can go first.
Sure. So my name is Martin Zelmanovich. I am the Executive Vice President of Open Code Surety, and I am on the Capstream team. We have a team that we put together that both financing, project mobilization finance, and does construction surety bonding. John, if you want, I could go into major detail, or if you just want me to give you the 20,000 foot up front, which way you want to go?
Yes, okay, great. And Tafara, if you can introduce yourself as well, then we'll get started.
Absolutely. My name is Tafara Jamba. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Founders Impact. That is the financing arm of what we do, and the parent company of Capstream. So, when it comes to my exact role as an operations officer, I do whatever needs to be done. I just happen to do it both at the Founders Impact level within the financing entity and the Capstream level, which is where we combine the financing and the surety as well.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today here at VETS26. And I just want to jump right into it. What is the challenge that Capstream is trying to solve for? Why did you guys come up with this solution? And let's first start off with, what's the challenge or the disconnect you see in the marketplace?
So John, that's a great question. And that's right. If you don't mind, I'll jump in on that one. So John, what we found is you'd have a small contractor and they got to get a bond.
Right.
And when you got to go get a bond, they start underwriting you. When they underwriting you, they say, hey, you got working capital? And they're like, it's not enough. I said, go to the bank, go talk to the bank. You go talk to the bank and the bank says, well, that's not going to work because as an enterprise, you're not making enough money, or that last job wasn't what it needs to be. Your credit score is not that great. You can't get the bond. You can't get the bond, you can't grow.
Right.
So what we found is what we call emerging contractors. They just couldn't get work. So they're stuck at credit-based programs, $200,000-$300,000. They can't get to that million level, certainly not to the 3 million, 5 million. A lot of times it's minorities. A lot of times it's sort of people that they have the skills,
right.
They have the potential, they have the sort of what we call the operational capacity, but no one's going to give them that working capital chance if they can't get the bond. We decided we'll take two of our entities. One is an SBA licensed SSBIC, which is Founders Impact, which Tafara is the Chief Operating Officer. Okay. The other one is a Open Code Surety, licensed in all 50 states to do contract surety. We put them together in a platform called Capstream.
Okay.
And now in that platform, you come to us and we don't send you like a chicken without a head to go talk to somebody else. We deal with both your working capital and your surety bonding all in one-stop shop.
Wow, fantastic. And from the Founders Inc. standpoint, why did you guys want to get involved with Capstream? Why is it an advantage for you all?
So Founders Impact has always been, just from a licensing perspective, very much about underserved businesses, right? Yeah. As Martin described, we deal with people that are able to execute from an operational standpoint, but they need the capital to do so. I mean, we're at VETS26. It's a perfect example, right? You've got people that are coming out of service that have tremendous leadership, tremendous skills, and fantastic operational capacity, but they may not have that capital base coming out the gate that we need. Okay. All right. And Founders Impact, since its charter in 1983, since it got the license from the SBA, has always been absolutely focused on opening those kinds of opportunities to those kind of entrepreneurs and those kinds of businesses. So for Founders Impact, it's how do we deploy capital? We identified this specific need in the construction space, and then it just became the logical thought to create the Capstream platform that's able to not just do the financing piece that we can do from Founders Impact, but partner it with the other major capital piece that's holding entrepreneurs back in construction. That's the surety piece.
Gotcha. Okay. And so from the surety standpoint, it seems like Founders Inc. helps to de-risk it from some standpoint. Someone's coming in that they have the working capital that they need. So when the surety underwrites it, is that how they work together, or is it?
Yeah. So typically what'll happen is they'll come to us. We'll underwrite it with one application, both for the surety and for the financing. So this way, we know what the surety needs in order to get sort of bonded. At the same time, we know what the project needs to get completed. We work on both sides of the fence. This way the surety's comfortable, we're comfortable. And I'll tell you something, John, one thing that needs to be mentioned is emerging contractors many times, especially today, and I've spoken to a bunch of them here at this conference, they're stuck with MCAs, merchant cash advance.
Okay. Can you explain to us what an MCA lender is?
What
type of financing?
The merchant cash advance lender is someone who's kind of just he's looking at your bank statement.
Yep.
He's seen as the money comes in, and he knows he could just hit you every other day, every Friday. He's not waiting for the end of the month. He's not waiting for that project to get to the, midway point, quarterway point. So he's sort of eating you alive in terms of your profit margins, and you can never grow. What we decided to do is come in and tell people, before you go for that MCA, come talk to us, because our rates are considerably lower than MCAs. We top out at 16% unsecured, no personal guarantees. So you're going to pay an MCA 100% on an annual basis. You pay us 16%. That's a significant.
Are you serious?
That's a significant.
The math isn't that good, but
no,
that's about 84% different, right?
It should be very clear to you.
I'm kind of wiggling my toes. That's about 84,
The
am I right?
calculators are coming out, but we're saving people a lot of money. And by the time the project's done, if you can think about it, John, if you could make money using an MCA, imagine how much more money you would have in your pocket at the end of the year if you were at 16%. So it's a no-brainer. The problem is a lot of times people get stuck in MCAs and they can't get off. The thing to do is you find Capstream, you find the bonding and the underwriting and the financing together, your profit margins will skyrocket.
That's fantastic. Now, gentlemen, is there can you give me a sense of a profile of when you talk about an emerging
contractor?
An emerging contractor, what does that profile look like in terms of size of company or size of project? Tafar, can you help us out there?
So we find that the emerging contractor that is best helped by us.
Yes.
I mean, we can help a ton of contractors, but those that get the most bang for the buck out of this combination of the financing and the surety are those that are probably doing projects up to about $2.5 million.
Okay.
Because that really allows us at that stage, they sort of kind of just before the bank line of credit, but they're able to execute on projects of that capacity. They've probably done a project, it's about $1 million something in the past.
Okay.
They're ready to move into the $2 million band.
Right.
And so we're able to really bring the bang for the buck and bring in the working capital that they can't access yet from a traditional lender.
Right.
And then get them the bond that lets them go to the next level.
Gotcha. Okay. And so we hear a lot about onshoring of manufacturing, be it data centers, solar panels, semiconductors, etc. So there's a lot of construction that's going on in the country right now, be it commercial sector, private sector, also in the government. How do you guys get the word out? How do people find you?
Well, first place to find us is www.capstream.app. That's selfless plug.
Yeah.
And what we do is very, very new.
Okay.
Bringing it, something that we've really started to push out this year.
Okay.
And so you'll be seeing a lot more of us if you haven't seen us quite about yet, and we're very excited about that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of those data centers and some of the things you're talking about, someone just mentioned that to us before we walked in here. They've got set-asides. Some of these large GCs have got to have to use certain percentages in terms of to get their contracts done, and a lot of times those guys can't get bonded.
Right.
They can't get bonded, and a lot of times they can't get bonded for exactly the reason that we're talking about. So we know the issue exists.
Right.
We know we can help people, and the best way to find us, whether it's on LinkedIn or whether it's on our website, wherever it's at.
Right.
If you find us, you'll be helped.
Right. I love it. So when we talked about the project size, so ideal fit is projects $2.5 to $3 million up to that size. Can you guys do larger? Let's say I want to work with you guys. I've got maybe a bank or another surety. Is there a chance that you guys could be cost competitive? It seems like I'm doing one application, not two, etc. Even if let's say I'm a $5 million or $7 million project, does it still make sense to call Capstream to see if you guys can be helpful?
Yeah, it most certainly does. We can. Our wheelhouse is up to 20 million.
Okay.
Our delegated authority is below that, but it's one phone call, to get above that, both for the financing and for the surety. So it definitely makes sense to call, because typically you're in a situation where you need money for this job, and banks never lend for this job. Banks want to look at the entire enterprise.
Portfolio, yes.
And Capstream is looking at You have a job now. You want to be a sub for $5 million on some data center somewhere. You can do that job. The bank's going to say, but you got a job in Minnesota somewhere or somewhere else. I don't like the books. No, we're going to look at that specific job. And if you can do that job, we're going to get you financed and we're going to get you bonded.
Perfect, perfect. And I think I heard someone say through this conversation a phrase that was going to ring to the ears of some of these contractors, which is no guarantee.
That's right. That's right. The caveat I will say with that, John, I will say that there is a mechanism known as funds control that does get used, as money's being put out. But yeah, at the end of the day, you don't have to have a building or major equipment or
Hard
anything,
collateral.
you don't have to have any specific hard collateral, and Capstream will still get you funded and bonded.
Perfect. That's great to hear, gentlemen. Great to hear. And so can you explain another term to us about funds control, what that means, and then delegated authority?
Sure.
Just so our audience understands.
Sure.
Either one you can jump in.
Yeah, so I'll take the delegated authority for you're welcome to do funds. Delegated authority means when you call us up to a certain amount, we don't have to talk to anybody else.
Okay.
You call one of our agents to get bonded in-house. If it's up to $2.5-3 million, whether it's credit-based, I can explain what that is too, but whether it's credit-based or it needs any type of underwriting, at the end of the day, we don't have to talk to anybody else. We can make the decision. We have the underwriting authority. As far as funds control is concerned,
He'll hand it over to me because this is more up my alley where I tend to really get my hands in. From the funds control perspective, what it is it's effectively a third party that comes in, sits side by side with the contractor, and they provide us like a variety of benefits when they do that. Right? They'll help to manage the cash flows. Number one, being the proceeds of our project-specific mobilization.
Right.
They're there to ensure that the materials that are being bought, the equipment that's being rented, those kinds of things are associated for the project that Capstream is bonding and funding.
Right.
Second, they also ensure that the contract proceeds are being used on that project. All right. So if the money's coming in, that is being used to get that project done. It's not sort of leaving the ecosystem. But I think one of the real core benefits is what it does by giving us insight into the real-time progress of the project.
Right.
Because they're sitting there side by side with the contractor, they know exactly when the money's coming in. And so for us, from a repayment standpoint as a lender, we're able to be flexible with our repayment terms and effectively set them so that we get paid when you get paid.
Okay.
Right? If you submit a requisition for 10% of the project completion, it's not that after every 30 days we're trying to pull money or pull a payment from you. No, when you actually receive the money from that pay rec, then we pay down the principal, not even in its entirety, but by 10% of project completion.
Gotcha. So it aligns with your cash flow.
exactly.
It aligns with cash flow. There's confidence that the surety is going to get paid back, but it's not onerous in terms of it works with the cash flow you get back from the project, not before you get it, like the MCA lender you talked about before.
Exactly.
So when you have the money to pay, it gets paid,
Exactly.
and everyone's comfortable.
And you know,
everybody's comfortable.
and John, I want to add one more thing if I can. We're sitting here at a veterans conference,
Yes.
and I just want to mention one thing. I think it was April 1st of this year, a new law came out that if you're a legal permanent resident of the United States,
Right.
you could have served the United States military,
Right.
sacrificed whatever it was for this country, but now you can't get an SBA loan
Right.
if you're a legal permanent resident, which is a travesty.
Right.
So you have, a few thousand, veterans here. Any of them legal permanent residents, no 7A. About a lot of the programs they spoke, nobody mentioned that in some of the things, and I was surprised it wasn't mentioned.
Right.
An important aspect of what Capstream is trying to do now is to service, and one of the reasons that's why we're here
Right.
is to tell the veteran community and that construction community, if you are a legal permanent resident, you cannot get serviced by your typical, even if 1% of your entity has a legal permanent resident,
Right.
you cannot get SBA guaranteed financing,
Right.
which is terrible.
Right.
So Capstream, even though we are SBA licensed,
Right.
our SSBIC is not bound by that rule. So if you are a legal permanent resident, you don't have to be a veteran. You can still get SBA-backed financing through our SSBIC and through our Capstream platform, which you cannot do if you go to your local bank or other SBA guaranteed institutions. So it's just worth noting while we're here.
Chime in on
It's
that.
very important.
Yes.
Because not only does that happen on the financing side in the SBA 7A program, it's also an effective rule in the SBA Surety Bond Guarantee Program.
Right.
And that's why in Capstream, it's obviously a very great advantage for us, where we're able to deal both within the SBA Bond Guarantee Program and outside of that, so that we can still provide that total service of bonding and funding, where perhaps some institutions, some security agencies, or some lenders would not be able to after that route.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's
All
important.
right. Well, gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us, C2 Biz Growth, Iron Sharpens Iron, here at VETS26. And remember, Capstream for your surety bond funding for the emerging contractors, and also for the large primes as well, that if you want to strengthen your supply chain and work with veteran and non-veteran businesses. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you, John.
Welcome to C2 Biz Growth, Iron Sharpens Iron podcast. We're at VETS26, talking to Mark Jones. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good deal.
Glad you stopped by. Check us out.
Yeah, check you out. Good stuff. Well, first, thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good
It
deal.
was. I had the best time of my life, and we'd do it over again.
Okay, that's great to
Yeah.
hear. Well, tell us about your company, what you guys do, and why you're here at VETS26 this year.
Well, first of all, NVSBC has been a game changer for our business.
Okay.
With their fellowship programs, their local and regional events and activities, and how they bring in all the key decision makers.
Okay.
I tell you, this is a center for growth,
Okay.
for collaboration,
Right.
partnership opportunities.
Okay.
What we do at Convivial is focused on acquisition lifecycle, kind of
Okay.
cradle to grave work.
Okay.
We help the government buy, manage, and terminate programs.
Okay.
We do program management
Right.
with a focus on innovation.
Okay.
We also do, you hear the term digital transformation,
Yes,
automation,
yes,
whatnot. We don't do the IT piece of that, we do the people piece of that.
Okay.
So how do we transition? How do we get workforce aligned?
Right.
How do we be efficient? How do we get adoption, right?
Right.
Those are the things that we work on.
Well, that's the
Workforce
critical part, because obviously we as people, we don't feel engaged or involved. We can push back on all the systems all
Right,
day long.
exactly.
We can actually sabotage them.
Right, and we were talking earlier
Yes.
about our mascot, which we call our mascot,
Yes.
which is the iceberg, and
Right.
obviously there's a lot of symbolism there. But the gist is that when we think about engaging
Right.
with challenges and issues that our partners are having,
Mhm.
we think a little bit deeper,
Yes.
because the top issue is really just the indication of
Okay.
what's going on. And so
Right.
we really work with our partners to drill down deeper so that we're
Okay.
solving real problems, because we believe that solutions are
Okay.
not inherently valuable
Okay.
apart from an identified problem, whether the
Right.
problem is real or perceived.
Right.
We also do some telecom work in the
Okay.
wireless area,
All right.
as well as some just some general process improvement.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
And can you share with us just the benefits of being here these last couple of days? What's going to do
Wow.
for you think the rest of 26 and then go into 27?
Yeah, this was an amazing year. 2026 has been an amazing year, especially after 2025, which
Right.
is what I call the year of transition,
Okay.
the year of transformation.
Okay.
And being here, we first time having a booth in the exhibit space,
Right.
and just it's just been amazing. The comments, the wow,
Right.
the engagement.
Okay.
I just really didn't expect that level of an engagement.
Yes, okay.
Folks have been intentional,
Yeah.
and we've come away with a lot of opportunities and,
good.
and potential partnerstions that we're super excited about.
So there's going to be some potential new business opportunities coming
I'm
up.
praying for that, you know. Hey, listen, we're waiting for things to kind of transition in the sense that God takes care of things for us. In
Amen.
the sense
Yes.
that I trust the process, and
Okay.
when you do good work,
Right.
when you're good with other folks, the work will come.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is
Appreciate
fantastic.
you. Yeah.
Good luck to you
All right.
guys.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to following up in the near future.
All right.
You've heard it here first.
right.
VETS26.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.